In this screencast, I'm going to show you how to set up some basic product searches and then get into some more advanced searching functionality. So let's hop into a brand new product set. And here we're just going to, I'm actually going to build a product set for yoga blocks. So I'm going to use I'm going to start with the any field. And if you haven't watched, I have a whole video, we have a whole video for explaining all of these various search filters and how they work. So be sure to check that out if you haven't yet. So the first thing I want to do is search for yoga blocks and just try to get a sense of what is going on. Alright, so we have 204 products returned. But as you can see, as I quickly scroll through, we're getting some pants, belts, some other apparel. So I want to remove as much of that as possible. So the first thing I'll start with is actually reducing the scope of my search. So right now I'm searching all of the fields for the word yoga and the word blocks. But what if I actually change that to product name and just focus on the product name and use that for our search. So we're at 204 products. Let's hit the search on that. Now we're down to 62. So that's way better. So I'm going to scroll through here, and now we're still getting some pants. We'll take care of that. We're getting some other clothing. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is actually remove these pants by doing a negative keyword search. So I will use the any field for this because I'm going to just say, hey, if this contains the word pants, exclude it. So what you can do is you can type the negative or dash symbol, and then you can just start typing in words that should be excluded from the search. So in this case, pants. So we're at 62. Let's do a search. Now we're down to 24. All right, so let's see where we're at. So it looks like most of our products are good, and we're just left with a couple of products down here. So let's take a look at some additional product information for these products. We'll take a look at this one. And you can see this one has a category of underwear, sports bras. And this one has a category of clothing, underwear, sports bras. So for the sake of this example, I'm going to show you how you can remove both of these products with a simple one single filter added to this. So we're dealing with, we don't want any clothing, and there's no clothing in this category name, but it also says sports bras. So I'm going to show you a little bit of an alternative way you can do this. So what I'm going to do is add a category field, because that's the field that we're going to be searching on. And in this case, I want to exclude clothing. So what I'm going to do is type my negative symbol or my dash, and then I'm going to type clothing, and I'll put a space, and I'm going to use the symbol that stands for or, and in this case it is a pipe symbol, and you can find the pipe symbol on your keyboard. It shares the same keyboard key as the backslash. And so that is the pipe symbol, and that basically is an or statement. Whereas if you go up here to our product name search, this is basically every space you put into this search acts as an and statement. So basically this reads any product name that matches yoga and blocks. But here we want to exclude some products that have that match some terms. So in this case, category that matches, basically that doesn't match doesn't match clothing. And in this case, we don't want and, we actually want an or statement. So clothing or sports bras. But in this case, sports bras is two words. And so you can't have two words there, because now this would actually read as not clothing or sports, but and bras. So we have to actually link these and make these two words a single term. And so we can do that with double quotes. So I'll put double quotes around this two-word phrase or two-word term, and that acts as basically one term. And you can have many or statements here. If you find the word apparel works, or I think I saw underwear was in there as well. You could continue to add some or statements to remove additional products from your search. But in this case, I just want to show you can do a negative with multiple words or multiple terms, and those terms could have multiple words in them, and that's how you would set that up. So we're at 24. Let's go ahead and do a search. Now we're down to 21. So I scroll to the bottom. All of those clothing items are gone, and this is looking pretty good. Now you will see that we are getting a couple of duplicate products. For example, this one here has the same name. So how do we get rid of that? So in this case, we can use the exclude duplicates filter. And here it's found all the way at the bottom. And here, this is basically, it groups the products by the fields you want them grouped by and returns just one. So for example, if I say exclude duplicates by the field name, it's going to look at all the products, and if more than one product has the same name, only one of those products are going to be returned, and the rest of them are going to be excluded from your search results. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we're at 21. Let's click search. And it removed two products. So we're down to 19. And now we just have one of these products. All right. You can dig further into excluding duplicates, and we're going to cover that here in another example. But if you do need more examples, you can click. If you need more examples of any of these, you can click these little question marks and get more information about excluding duplicates or how to use any of these other fields. So I'm just going to save that as a draft, and I'm going to create another product set. In this product set, I actually want to do some rock climbing shoes. So same as we did in our other product set, I'm just going to start typing into the any field filter. And a real quick note, you could do shoe or you could do shoes. Our search engine uses stemming, which basically will add an S to pluralize form, so it'll return the word shoe or shoes. I could do rock climb, climber, or climbing, and it's going to return when I do, if I do rock climb, well, I'll just show you. If I do rock climb shoes, it will return shoes where the it's listed as climbing. Let's do a search. Again, now we have 5,000 products, and I guarantee you these aren't where we want to be. All right, so we're way off. Why? Because we're just doing this huge scope of the search. We're searching all the fields, and that's not what we want. So let's get a little bit more specific. Let's do a rock. Actually, I want to tweak this a little bit. So I'll often do this. I'll often have my general search in the any field, because sometimes you'll find that merchants won't list the full product type in the product name, and I'm going to put that in quotes. So basically that's going to say return any products which have the phrase rock climbing in any of the product fields. Now I'm going to add a brand new search filter, and I'm going to use name, and then I'm going to put shoe. You could type shoes if you want, but I just want to type shoe so you can see it in action, the stemming. Actually, oh, there we go. There, that's shoes right there. So that's how you can see that the stemming is working. But you can also see that rock climbing is also working. We're getting rock climbing in here, but let's see if you can see on this pair of shoes, actually the word rock doesn't appear in the name, but it does appear in the description, and that would be expected. All right, so we have 600 products. That seems like quite a bit, so I'm going to scroll to the end of the results and see what they look like. All right, just as I suspected, we're getting quite a bit of like, well, these are cycling shoes. That's not super helpful for us. So we want to exclude a lot of this type of thing. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do a negative search on any field, because any product that contains the word cycling in it is most likely not going to be related to rock climbing shoes. So I'm going to put in here cycling into my any field. So I'm basically saying, give me any product that contains the phrase rock climbing but does not contain cycling in any of the fields. So let's search. We were at 600 products. Now we're at 481. All right, we're getting there. Let's keep going. I'm going to go to the end of my search results, because those are usually where the results start to drop off, and we have these mountaineering shoes. All right, so I'm going to just copy and paste that word because I don't like spelling. And I'm going to enter my or statement again. So I'm going to say not cycling or mountaineering. So I'm just going to clean that up. And so now we're at 481. And so let's see where this gets us. Okay, we dropped about 50 products. Let's go to the end of the result set. We're getting a fair number of duplicates. We'll eliminate those in a minute. I just want to scroll through. Yeah, so here are some other shoes that are appearing, and most likely they're appearing because rock climbing is actually in the category name. That's why this is appearing. So but we have these other keywords that I'm going to eliminate. So here I'm actually going to type in the word hikes, because no one goes hiking with rock climbing shoes. All right. And while we're at it, I'm going to add, I'm going to exclude some duplicates so that we don't have as many products to scroll through. Whoops. Name or description or barcode. We'll start with that. It's usually my go-to starting point. All right, so now let's see what kind of products we have. I'm going to take my time and just make sure that these are all rock climbing shoes. Here's one that's not. Why isn't? What are we dealing with here? I'm going to have to figure out how to get rid of that. Now I could always click this and that'll remove that shoe, but that's not a long-term solution. I might actually just use GTX. But let's see, we'll get there in a sec. Let's keep going through our shoes. They're looking pretty good though. All right. And what are these? No, these are climbing shoes. All right. And we'll get to the last page of results. Yep. So actually it was just those one pair of GTX. So I'm just going to add the word GTX to here, and that will exclude that one product. I think that was it. And now we have a really great selection of rock climbing shoes. Now, you may have noticed a few products coming in with this image URL. So what is this? This is basically the merchant doesn't have an image ready for this product, but they're still supplying an image URL. So it's really hard to actually filter these out, because technically this is the image URL. So even if you added the has image Boolean search, it's not going to change the results because that product image, or that product technically has an image, and it has this image URL, unfortunately. So there's not a whole, there's not an easy solution around that other than wait for the merchant to actually add the product image for that product. And one other thing we can do here, I know I do on geargrabber.net, is I only import products which are on sale. And so what I'll do here is I'll actually check the on sale Boolean filter and click search. And that only returned 12 products, but you'll often find sometimes you'll still have hundreds or maybe thousands of products on sale. And so you could even limit that by the sale discount being greater than or equal to, let's say, what's this one? Sale discount is 18, so anything over 15%. And yeah, and now we've got these products that have, they're on sale for more than 15% off. So this is typically how I will go about building out my search. I'll start very broad and then start narrowing my search down, adding filters. One tip that I'll often do, it wasn't super relevant here, but let's say that you want to import iPhones into your store. Well, if you do a search for iPhone in the product name, you're going to find tens of thousands of products. And that's because there's so many accessories related to iPhones and cases and headsets, etc. And so what I'll typically do in those cases is I will use the final price filter. And if I was searching for iPhones and I just wanted the phones themselves to be imported in, and then I know iPhones basically start at, I don't know, $600 or something. So I'll actually say the final price greater than or equal to $600. And that will quickly and very easily eliminate any accessory related to the actual product that you're trying to import. So that's just another tip that I'll actually use when I'm creating product sets and really trying to target a very specific product type. And the one last thing I wanted to show you is, you may have noticed, I'm going to clear these out here. You may have noticed in our last search here that we had still a number of duplicates. And one other trick here to exclude those is you can add the word image here. And so as you can see, this product has this image URL and this product has this image URL. But if those are the same, then it will exclude all but one of those products. So let's take a look. So I'm going to add or image to my exclude duplicates filter. We're at 12 products. I'll click search, and now we're down to 5. And so that's another really useful way to start excluding duplicates and grouping your products so that just one of the many are returned. So that's it. That's how I will usually set up my product sets. I try not to get too complicated. If it's getting too complicated, it often means you're not being specific enough in your searches. When you're more specific, you can use fewer and fewer terms to exclude, and you will have fewer and fewer duplicates. And you'll also keep your query complexity score down really low. You can see I'm running at under 10% complexity score, and you can learn more about the complexity score here. The more complex you make your search, the slower it is to actually execute. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions about building your product sets or filtering products, just hit us up on email at help@datafeedr.com. Thanks for watching.